Hey everybody, welcome to Goo TV Presents This War of Sows. This is a brand new series. We're going to take a look at this war of mine. This has been on my radar for the last week or so. Finally picked it up. $20 on Steam for anybody that might be interested. We're going to see how well we can survive. I have yet to ever play this game, although I have watched a decent amount of footage of it, so it won't be completely new to me. Definitely the playing portion of it will be. So you can come along on this journey where we try to survive a heinous war. This game is divided into two major portions. One is played during the day, which is very much so like a management sim, where you do not have enough resources for everything that you want to do. Just my kind of game. The other half is at night. I don't know how much story there is. I get the feeling like it's just told kind of anecdotally. But this is going to be our location that we try to make our home. And I believe we start with 3 people. I believe they're randomly chosen, but I don't know. I've only ever seen the same 3 people in videos that I've seen, so we'll see what happens. Also not familiar at all with how this controls, so we might have to take a pause for a second. Whoa, I feel like I just missed some sort of story bits there. So we've got Marco, skilled scavenger who is slightly sick, Bruno, good cook who is slightly wounded, and Pavel, who is a fast runner. I guess we'll just start having them do various things. Right now we're going to take a look around the house and see what there is for us to... This door is locked. Well, fine then. Can I use numbers to select these people? How about arrows? WASD? Okay, well. So inventory gets to be entirely shared by your whole group in the house. It doesn't have to be, it's not on a per person basis, which is not, it'll be nice for management sort of things, but I do know that when we're in the screen, time is paused. Let me see if I can... Yep, okay, there we go. I can pause it that way as well. Maybe spacebar? Yeah, spacebar also pauses it. This moves in real time. I mean, it's not one-to-one real time, but it is real time, so time is of the essence. So when I talk, I might do some pausing sort of things like this. I am going to take a real quick look to see... I do not see any controls there. Well, scrolling seems to move us around. I feel like there is a quick way to select these guys. How about F keys? No? 1, 2, 3, 4? No. WASD, arrow keys, tab. Tab will cycle us through. That's what I was looking for. So Pavel can do something here. I think I want to zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, it's good looking. So we'll try to send these guys off on different things. We're basically trying to have them scavenge various areas, pick up the stuff that we can, and then we'll see if we have enough time to make something. Grab all. I guess I should take a little bit of time to talk about some of this stuff. There is food, right? Raw food. It's edible, but it would be more nutritious when cooked. It's good that we have a cook. Herbs. I haven't seen anybody actually use these yet, but it looks like it's made... you can use it for medication and cigarettes. I do know that I believe Bruno is a smoker, which means that, his general... Assuming that Bruno is always the same every game, I guess I don't know that part. Assuming that he's the same, then as a smoker, he gets sad if he doesn't smoke. All sorts of things where you're trying to balance sickness, as well as hunger, as well as tiredness, as well as, just general well-being. I should note that I am drinking a White Russian today, which seems oddly appropriate for this, even though I have no idea if this is set in Russia or not. If I wouldn't have accidentally skipped over the intro, maybe we would have found out. So moving on with some of our stuff. Materials are used for, crafting various things. We got some components, which is just some, miscellaneous stuff. We have parts, which is miscellaneous stuff of a more mechanical nature. Clean water, which is used to help prepare good meals, as well as make alcohol, wood, which is an essential component for all kinds of stuff. so it says. Plus, it can be used as fuel, and then also electric parts. There are a handful of things that we can craft. We will definitely, do that when we can. Okay, it looks like clicking and dragging is the only way to deal with that. Really just trying to see what things are around. Oh, yeah, okay, so you open that door. Thanks, buddy. Some more electric parts, as well as, what were these called? Just regular parts. We'll try to keep track of that as we progress. Let's have Pavel come down here and take a look at something. You can do something. Where else can I go here? That's locked. There's nothing I can do about that yet. I don't have a lockpick. How about you come over here and deal with that? Oh, hey, look at that. I got a lockpick, as well as more components, more clean water, and timber. Pretty soon we are going to have to build something. Let's have you go lockpick that. I don't know how long the day goes. I don't really remember. But we're going to obviously want to see as much of this as we can, and probably we got to have one of these guys start to build something that is going to enable us to sleep later. There is a bio on these guys. Here, let's take a real quick look. Pavel, who is a fast runner. Fast runner, by the way, allows them to move a little quicker, which makes them reasonable scavengers. Because during the night phase, we will go out and try to acquire more parts and more goodies to help our survival. But he has to say, before this whole mess begun, I lived with my wife and son in the better part of the city. I haven't seen them in a long time. I hope they are okay. I'm not doing so well, as you can see. Who needs football players during war? So he's an ex-football player. Nobody cares about sports when every day can be their last, so I scavenge the ruins like everyone else, hoping for the best. Drag for more. Okay, there's no more right now, I guess. Let's see what Bruno has to say. Bruno, who is a smoker and a good cook, says, before the war I used to own a restaurant. I even had my own TV show, Bruno's Cuisine. I'm sure you've seen it. I visited places where I was filmed cooking exquisite dishes, all that seems of no importance now, don't you think? Nowadays, you're lucky if you get your hands on some canned meat or a bag of rice, and who knows how long this war is going to last. This does fill out more, by the way, as you go, so there is definitely some story that goes along with your characters as you start to do stuff. We have a skilled scavenger here in Marco. He says, I thought I'd been through hell before. I'm a fireman. I've entered blazing buildings to save lives more times than I can remember, but back then I had people teamed up against a common foe, namely fire. Nowadays, your former neighbor can kill you because your grandparents spoke a different language than his. This is true hell on earth. So this is a really cheery place to hang out, which is fantastic. This is rubble. It actually, you clear it out faster if you have a shovel, which I don't have yet. So maybe instead of you wasting your time doing this, let's see what you can build here real quick. I will eventually need to get behind that stuff, but right now it's okay. So, household items. I can make a bed, a chair. So, we have a chair already. It's better to sit on a chair than the floor. We should make it to build this place more like home. It will make us feel better in these tough times. Okay, great. Simple heater. The weather does get colder. I'm not super familiar with Celsius, but I believe that 25 is about room temperature. So, we're going to want to keep it up at that. But of course, that's going to be a hardship that comes across to us. Radio is it's an interesting little mechanic in this. It's something that basically allows you to kind of get a preview of what the world situation is like, as well as, provide some nice flavor text, stuff like that. Workshops, places where we can build stuff. Excuse me. Crude stove, which is good for cooking food. So that is going to be of utmost importance. We will make that directly here in just a moment. Moonshine still. Moonshine can be made from one of these that is also that enables you to create moonshine, which I don't know if it has any effect on mood so much as it turns into a great tradable item later on. Metal Workshop allows us to make tools such as shovels for clearing rubble. Sounds like an important thing, so we definitely need to worry about a stove and a workshop, and it looks like we have enough materials for both. And then consumables, these are fire that are fuel that can be used for both stove and cooking. And then this is a water filter that can that will eventually go in a rainwater collector to help you produce clean water. So we're trying to make it so that we're self-sufficient. I don't know if that's ever really fully possible in this game, but I think we will start. I think we'll start with the stove. Drag to empty place for destination. So we can make a stove right down here by our workshop. I like... Okay, it's going to snap to there, I guess. I like having all this stuff in kind of a central area, so maybe that's worth doing. We'll have Bruno check out the goodies that are up here. And then before we worry about clearing more rubble, we will definitely... that was all repeats of stuff we already had. Before we worry about clearing rubble, we'll have him come down here, and he can build something as well. I think after this... we're going to have Pavel actually worry about making a bed, because sleep is going to be of utmost importance, and we're already like 2/3 of the way through the day cycle here. So, Pavel, you come over here. Maybe you can make us a couple beds. We need 6. We have 20 of each, but I also need to make a metal workshop. So I can make 1 bed and a metal workshop. Yeah, I guess we will make the metal workshop, see if we can include it right here in my little, like, utility closet right here. And then I guess we'll have Bruno actually create a bed. It would be great to have 2 beds. Right now we do not have the components to do so. We'll just make this our little sleeping area over here. Why not? Who's doing what? Oh, you're not doing anything. Here, go clear out some more rubble. Shovel will help you clear rubble faster. But as far as I know, it might be able to be used as a weapon now too, now that I think about it. But pretty quick here, we're going to be coming up on our night cycle. Sorry, I needed to take a sip of my tasty beverage. You're not doing anything more, Pavel, so how about you help out with something? Can we make a shovel? We can't make a shovel. We could make another lockpick, which we could use almost immediately. It takes half an hour to make. There is a door, I believe, on the top floor. Let's take a look real quick. Maybe we already unlocked it. I thought there was I guess not. I thought there was one up there, but I guess not. And we could also use make a knife, which we could use to defend ourselves. I don't think I'm going to actually make any of these things right now. Instead, I'm going to set you on clearing out this rubble that you did before. We got slightly wounded and slightly sick. Where are you going, Bruno? Are you coming over here to sit? Oh, you just feel like sitting, evidently. How about you? If you're slightly wounded, how about you pop a squat on the bed there, and maybe that can help. Nobody's hungry yet, which is good, because I don't think I have any food. I don't feel too well. I think I have a fever. I'm bleeding, but just a little. Cheery stuff here in this worse house. We will have to deal with... so in the night cycle, which is going to come any moment now, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do anything else with these guys before the night cycle. But we basically send somebody out to try to scavenge for stuff. We will likely send our skilled scavenger because, well, that just frankly makes the most sense. Even though he is slightly sick. We'll have to see if we can come up with some sort of medicine to help him with that. It's possible, I don't know, but it's possible that resting also deals with that. We'll definitely have Bruno sleep in bed since he's slightly wounded. That may potentially help with that. And we'll have Pavel guard. Actually, it's the first night. I'm making a guess here. I'm going to actually have him sleep. Since there's no second bed, I believe he sleeps in the chair, which is not great, but it's better than nothing, which is the kind of truth to this game in general. Let's take the least of all evil sorts of things. But I'm fairly confident I don't know this, but I'm fairly confident that um, that we won't be raided on the first night. It does happen, though, for sure. So we have a couple of choices for where we can go. Makes most sense to send our skilled scavenger, largest backpack size. And we can send them to any of these three places right now. Abandoned cottage. Family barricaded themselves in this house, but despite their efforts, looters got inside. It's been abandoned ever since. Still, we might find some useful things that the looters overlooked or left behind. So lots of different stuff here. There's some meds there, so that might be worthwhile to deal with the sick. We have no food right now, so that needs to be of a higher priority. Well, no cooked food. Oh, I guess I do have some raw food. So food is of a slightly and huge amounts of materials. This sounds like a great place to go because, quite honestly, we're really just trying to build simple things right now, like beds. But let's see what our other choices are. That's all the same stuff, only larger amounts. So we might go to the ruined villa. They say some people still live there. Against all odds, they must have some supplies stacked, like some canned food and possibly bandages or medicines. But they don't want to trade. If we're desperate, we could try to steal from them. So a little bit of potential conflict there that I don't think I'm necessarily ready for. Lots of food, lots of meds, lots of parts. It's a calm area of little houses with porches and gardens. Most of these houses are still inhabited. People are trying to lead normal lives there. We've got nothing to look for there unless we're willing to steal. So, okay, we're definitely going to go after the abandoned cottage because it seems like the easiest thing. This is where we load up what we're going to take with us. If I had lockpicks, maybe that would be smart. If I had a shovel, maybe that would be smart. However, we don't have any of that, so there's no need to take anything. So here we go, Marco, our skilled scavenger, gonna go looking for stuff. So yeah, this is the night sequence where we try to loot as much as we can. I'm gonna operate under this kind of mentality. I'm gonna take everything because you can always put stuff back, including stuff that wasn't in the space that it already or that it came from. So. Excuse me. I needed a sip of my tasty beverage. So we're going to always take everything until we start getting full, and then we'll start making some decisions. But the only new thing here is some shell casings. Could make firearm ammo out of them. I don't know how far firearm stuff is away. I'm seeing a little blip there. That might be a person. It could be a rat. We'll find out shortly. Yeah, so a bunch more materials there, which is exactly what we need. More components, more timber to start out our thing. You can do this cool little thing where you kind of peek in and not seeing a person there, that must be a rat. But it does this really neat kind of vision cone, like blur versus everything else. Can I get in this way? No, barred from the other side. So we're going to have to go down. And it looks like you can double click in order to run faster. That's kind of nice. I don't know if that makes you more tired or not. Again, more stuff that we haven't seen, or that we have definitely seen before, but we'll continue to scavenge, see what we see. Ooh, lots of timber here. Unfortunate they only stacked by 2, where it looks like some of the other stuff stacks higher, but you know, it's smart ways for them to deal with inventory at least. It is also worth noting that we can come back here and loot more. So just because we might take everything doesn't mean that we... Just because we grab what seems like everything that we or can carry doesn't mean that we can't leave some stuff. I'm going to actually put these casings back. I don't see that doing much good. I can take another one of those. So that puts us up to 20 components and what is that? 7 times 2 is 14 timber. Oh, I do have spot. So I guess I don't know which one is more important at this point. I do know a bed is kind of expensive, so I think I'm going to take timber. I think I had enough electrical parts for the radio, so I don't think I necessarily need these, so we'll drop these back, grab the components. And these are just regular parts. Building and fixing complex devices. I guess I don't know if I need those or not either. So we definitely need more timber and components. So that might actually be the only kind of thing that we focus on here. I don't know if the game is necessarily smart enough to make other raiders like appear and take stuff while you're... Oh, we were going to grab food too. Coffee and fertilizer. I don't think I would necessarily care about either of those right now. We'll leave that be. Still have plenty of time, so we'll keep a move on. Might be able to unbarricade this door before we leave. I'm not sure if you can do that by hand or not, but we can find out. Okay, so we got our one more timber. And we're full up, and I think this is actually good enough, but I might see if I can remove the barricade on this door, because that might speed up further stuff. There's definitely a place to dig out here if I want to make a shovel, so that made that door more accessible. Let's see what's going on with this picture. Family photo of parents and 2 daughters. Good thing the girls don't resemble their father. He looks like a bear. Fantastic. There definitely is some good... like, little tidbits of information that you get with this. A note says, on the first day they robbed us, 2 days later they murdered our girls. I shot every one of them, but I don't want to use the gun anymore. It's broken and buried in the backyard. Next part looks shaky. If you're reading this, don't look for me. Wow. This is such a cheery game. I'm loving it. I'll take a peek in here. I don't think we're going to see anybody. Nope. Open up the door. Oh, so we got a lock pick and a place that we would need to shovel. Let's see if we can go into the backyard and see if we can find where this gun is. I don't know if this door is to the exterior. I think it's to that cabinet right there. This is kind of going to be a slow little process. If only I had some kind of shovel. I realize that. I'm sorry, buddy. I wanted to make you a shovel, Marco. There's nothing I can do about that. All I know is we got time. We're only about a third of the way through the night, so we might as well capitalize and see everything that we can see here. Determine if this is where we want to come when we come back on night 2, or if it's something we want to just let go. Judging by the intro and seeing some of these initial points and talking through all of this, I'm thinking that this day and night cycle might make up the first episode, but I'll definitely record some more immediately, and so they'll be released, on that daily schedule that I like to release stuff. So definitely come back and tune in for more of this, because I'm going to definitely record more in this session. And, for those of you who want to, quibble about that, just know that my upload speeds to YouTube, whether it's a combination of my internet and YouTube, are both horrendous, okay? So we're talking, it takes hours to get a single file up there. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm trying. It's been a while since I've done this, but I'm going to make an attempt to do it more often, I promise. Okay. So, a couple of locked doors. And no longer a place to shovel. But that's okay. We've cleared open some space. Verify that there's no one here. There's definitely some more stuff that we could come for. What is this? Did I miss this? Did I leave stuff here? I don't recall seeing that. Oh, maybe this is the backyard, because we've got weapon parts and a broken pistol. An old weapon with a few missing parts. You know what? I'm going to actually leave some timber here because I'm curious to see how this works. So we'll leave one stack of timber and one stack of components and pick up the weapon parts. I just want to know if I can, what I might need in order to do that, and eventually maybe I can make a pistol. So we'll see what happens, and we will run to the exit. Marco is back. It's important to say what this actually means just for a moment before we call the episode done. But from the best of my understanding, if you do not leave the area that you are scavenging in before the end of, or before the timer counts down, it basically forces that person who's scavenging to show up later. And as you will see, time is of the essence for things like sleeping, for things like cooking, for things like making new stuff to make yourself more sustainable. So it's all a balancing act, and this is what appealed to me so much about this game. All the little tidbits that you got to get kind of moving, parts all going together at the same time, make the best you can of a horrible situation. So at the end of the day, This night was calm. Marco's been searching for supplies and brought some interesting things. Nothing happened, which is good. That's what we wanted. We're actually going to stop the episode here, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give us a like. Subscribe if you want to see more of this series or check out any of the other series that we have done in the past. I promise I'm going to do this more often because I've had a real itch to do it lately. So we're going to definitely do it with this game for sure, as well as some of the other series. I'll get back to Hearthstone laddering, as well as I'm finally going to bust out some Binding of Isaac videos. I promise. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us, and hopefully we will see you next time.